Call the September 5th, 2024 Prairie Planning Commission meeting to order. First order of business is approval of minutes from the August 8th meeting.
Make a motion, we approve the minutes, August 8th meeting.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the minutes as presented. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. We will reconvene into the Board of Adjustments, and first item would be the tabled request for variance from paving requirements at 1770 Buchanan Street for Bill Bush. Don't know that we've learned any new.
What came out of the meeting, really? Council meeting?
City council said no, essentially. It wasn't an official vote, but that was
Right.
their.
They did not want to change or modify the ordinance.
Right. Right. I would think along the same lines.
Struggle with it, you know, just because I like to see it be used, as soon sit there and not be, you know, inhabited and see somebody possibly grow, do better for themselves by using it.
Bill, do you have any presentation or any sort of a plan or anything for improvement?
Well, you know, it's had a chip base here way back as far as forever, like on Tasco or the several businesses and beach. Anyways, he sort of got the chip and the chip is not deteriorated, so really doesn't.
I looked at it. I drove by there and I looked at it, and I live not too far from there.
Oh.
So. I think it's all overgrown, I would say. And I don't
Well,
think
we've been
anything's
working-
been done to it to make it look better or anything, really. Other than maybe mow it, but, and clean up a little bit, but as far as there's just grass, I wouldn't say it's maybe chip seal at one point in time, but it's deteriorated.
And by chip seal, I doubt there's a difference between chip seal and gravel. It's
Just
got a gravel base, I don't think
gravel.
it ever had chip seal.
Okay.
Chip seal is a asphaltic product that makes it more like
Right.
asphalt.
Has oil in it, yeah. It just looked like gravel to me too,
Well, the only thing obviously is I've had a couple of folks that tried to read it and that, you know, if you're not gonna approve it, I need something to take to the county assessor or something, because if I can't use it or read it, I'm stuck. I can't pay the taxes. So yes.
yeah. I mean, you don't have a plan that, you could at a such and such date or something. You know, have you gotten a quote or anything? Have you done anything?
As far as trying to, I basically don't have the money to do anything. What I was thinking was that, kind of like with it is you progress and if things get better, then, you know, you've got money to burn and you'll want to make things better and so forth. So, but until I can get the thing turned around, well, I'm just sitting here treading water. What's funny about it is you'll never guess what my paternal grandmother's last name was. You can. And my grandfather actually preached on from church there on Bush Street some years ago. And I remember what Jesus said, you know, he said, the prophet is not welcome in his own land. And personally, I'm not the prophet. So I don't know, I'm just, Troy said something yesterday, it was pretty interesting, you know, repeat the name of who we were talking about. So however, he assessed that I did, what was the word you used?
What's your pleasure?
That, it has nothing to do with you or who you are, but it's, I mean, it's the ordinances in place that are already there, and we've held everyone else to that standard, and for me, nothing changed. And with no timeline or quotes or anything that you've put together, it's hard for me to approve something based off of, well, maybe one day things will be better and I can get it paid. So for me personally, it's a no.
I think a variance requires a hardship, and I mean, I don't know that necessarily finances create that hardship.
The ordinance actually states finances can't be factored into a hardship.
It can be,
And not.
cannot be, okay, that's what I thought, okay. I think both the other commissioners said, if we had a plan that said, you know, if we gave you a year and, you know, could you make an effort to say, okay, we'll start paving this much and get it worked out, but I mean, you haven't even given price of what it would cost to show that, you know, it would be.
Well, let me ask you a question, maybe you know the answer to this, since it's already got the chip base there, I wondered if, a person could go in, you see on the Facebook, this chip and seal thing, and they'll lay down a bunch of tar, and then they'll just have some kind of a chip spreader goes along. But anyway, since the chips is already there, I wonder if somebody could just spray it, because it's already got the base.
That's what I said. I mean, you had the last month to come up with those. Try-
Call a vote?
I'll do it. Yeah, if y'all don't have anything back.
No. Actually, I struggle with it, just because I want to see growth, but I understand both sides, see it.
I do too, and I feel like we're pretty lenient if you had, something to present to us, but that kind of falls on you and not on us. It's our job to approve what's brought to us, and right now that's nothing other than asking for this variance for a hardship that we can't take financial aspect into it. So, I mean, it's not black and white, but it is black and white.
Well, you know, obviously, I don't want to sit here and lie to you and say we should all get it done in a year. I don't know that I can. I'm stuck now, just even trying to pay the property tax, which is October, you know. So, well, I will say this, you know, I'm 76 years old, and my dad used to tell me, you know, you better get right in somebody's face and frown at them so they'll know you're mad at them. Then I know things in the Bible says, if you see two people arguing on a street corner, you don't know who the fool is. So I don't want to start an argument or anything like that. But, you know, I think the loudest thing I can say is I'm surprised. But then again, I also know that, I've had situations in my life, every time the door slams, the window opens. So I don't know what it is. But no, I need a window, I reckon. So, maybe I can say, honestly, I will try to get it paid, but you know, all you gotta have, I had read another place up in Greenland up there. And the guy filed bankruptcy, wouldn't move out, and by the time it was all said and done, what he stole and tore up was $13,000. Right? You know, if y'all have been in the problem, you know, you can get a bum ray once in a while.
So we can either table.
We can either
or we
table it
can
and
vote.
give him another month to come up with a
Plan.
plan, or we could
Vote.
vote to approve or deny the request.
I mean, that's up to you. If you would like to present us a plan by the next meeting, we can table it again. But I think probably as stated as is, it's a no.
Yeah.
If you don't think you can get a plan or want to get a plan, if that's not even an option, then there's probably no
I think
reason.
I could come up with a plan or some, I mean, I apologize, I just was not, I'm not. I woke up yesterday thinking it was Friday. Yeah, I had allergies and stuff, but anyway, I can try to come up with a plan and, you know. I don't wanna create an adversarial situation, I mean, I'd like to try to work together and not be, whatever, going on your side. So, yeah, I can try to come up with a plan off the top of my head, it's, work on a little bit to figure something out, just to get some bids or, see what.
I'll tell you, we had a similar instance within the last 6 months. And it was a similar conversation. They were gonna put some things together. However, they didn't bring us anything concrete or actual bids. We approved it on good faith and it came back to almost bite us in the butt. So I think on our end, we need actual bids and an actual timeline to feel comfortable entertaining a motion that would prolong this even further.
Well, obviously, I can put together something that will be, it's kind of a definite plan, something like that. It may or may not be something you can accept, but I'll see what I can do.
Needs to be within a year, I believe.
Say again.
Within a year, I would believe.
Well, I don't know how much the payment would cost. Would y'all guess at all, what something like that?
I guess-
Not in my
I
wheelhouse.
guessed last time, but yeah.
So if that's something you wanna do, then I'll make a motion that we table it for one more month. And in the motion request that we have actual bids and an actual timeline to make our decision.
Fair enough.
Have a motion to
Second.
table and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed,
Aye.
same sign. Okay. And I could not tell you exactly when the next meeting is gonna be, but
Roughly a month.
you have that date, Larry?
October the 10th.
October 10th. All right, request for variance from requirements for fences. Specifically asking to reverse the fence and put the finished side to the inside at 762 Marcella Street by Logan Hadley. Sure.
I didn't think we needed it.
I guess on how many there were, so. You want to see it?
If we're all here, you might have. had it.
Yeah, perfect. I have it prepared. So, just moved to town about a month ago now, exact date. New home Schuber built out in a little Wagnon right there on 62. If you notice, there's that metal gate there in the back corner of my property. And I was told multiple times that would be removed before I moved in. It's not. It's really hard to build a fence with pickets on the other side of that. So I don't want to come across like I'm looking just for aesthetics. I really want a fence built. I've been taking care of my dog in and out to go to the bathroom for a month now. It's not it's not like I'm gonna die, but it's a little bit of a pain in the butt. And so, I mean, you can see they've got barbed wire fence across the back line that, so if you look at the barbed wire in like the bottom right photo there, that barbed wire and the other side of those posts, that's that Ralph Coleman land.
That the Copper Hill,
Do like that there.
phase 2, I think, Copper Hill.
Yeah, I don't know all phase and stuff. But that being said, they're obviously not maintaining that. I don't want to go on their land and take out their fencing and all those things and end up putting myself liable. And I don't think my contractor should have to go out there and weed eat their land to be able to build. So what I'm proposing, what I would like to see, I don't even need it all flipped. Like if you look in that kind of second one on the right, you can see the post down between the two houses. I'm fine on that side and the other side as much as we can with the traditional posts on the outs or on the inside. But just for ease of making it work, for builder to be able to get my fence built ASAP, I would love the variance for at least like that back part. And that even a few of those panels there where the gate is, because again, I was informed, we kind of just talked about it, but last week, hey, they're gonna set posts. they're gonna set posts, and I talked to Kate out there at Schuber every other day at least. Oh, we're gonna get to it, man. We're gonna get to it. It's the holiday weekend, but I promise you for sure, early next week, that's this week. It's Thursday. It's still there. And so that being said, like, I'm not trying to be a pain at all. I'm just a guy trying to get his fence built. And I don't know. I don't want to speculate a lot. I chose to not let them build my fence and make money off of it. I'm able to build an 8-foot, nice material privacy fence for less than the price of their 6-foot shadow box that I don't like the look of. And I don't know if that's why they're not getting to what they're getting to. I don't know. I don't assume that. Schuber's been pretty good up until this point. This is my one point of contention with them. That and my cruddy sod, but yes, so.
You do not need variance for the credit side, by the way.
Yeah.
I know, trust me, no, and it got ripped up by the skid steer setting those posts, so that was cool, but,
Yeah, pull it up.
yeah, so.
Let me just add to this just a little bit, because when I talked to him, you know, one of my biggest concern is precedent.
Sure.
Obviously, Copper Hill's going on the other side, probably within a year or two, we're gonna see houses on that other side, all of this fence goes away, we know it will. But on the other side of the coin, I think something the city council should look at is modification of the ordinance, and I would recommend it. And what I would recommend changing the ordinance to is only a requirement that the finished side of the fence be on street visible sides. The reason for that is, like his case, is it really fair that I'm paying for the fence and the guy that builds on the other side, who's not gonna put up another private fence, he's gonna use mine? Is it fair that I'm paying for it and I have to look at the ugly side and he gets the good side? We see this all the time with fences. Once a privacy fence goes up on a rear, whoever backs up to that, they don't build a fence because it's already there. So I do see the point and the validity to, I'm paying for this, I ought to get a look at the good side. Now, from the street, obviously, we don't want to see a bunch of unfinished.
100% agree with that, yes, sir.
So I would recommend that we have a discussion at the council meeting, Bree, about maybe modification of the ordinance. And I think that would be something we would support.
Yeah.
Now, on this fence, like I say, I was worried about the precedent, but I do think he's got a valid, and looking at this picture helps me because I wasn't aware of the steel fence wrapped around to that extent. I thought it was just a corner there. That's more than just getting out there and cutting a few strands of barbed wire.
Exactly. That's
The
like
barbed wire,
big
I do
point
believe
fence.
you could go to Roush Coleman today and get permission to take that barbed wire
Yeah.
fence down, because they're gonna rip it out anyway, and so I don't think that's a big issue, but the 2 points I would make, I do think there's more of an issue there trying to get to that fence and build it correctly with all that steel there.
That bottom left picture there, I mean, it's a pretty tight squeeze to start fitting stuff in there and getting it level
Agreed,
and everything.
agreed. So that'd be my comment.
Kids still be on the property line, or you?
Yes, no, we gave ourselves some room to make sure, contractor was out there doing all the measurements off our plans and everything. And
I
so,
was just saying, I got grass in the backside. you gotta do
It looks like.
yeah,
Later.
no, so my understanding is
Take-
that
Right angle.
where we're ending. is
Angle
that we have a
grinder there
property
and
line
take
so
care of
we
that
shouldn't have to
fence
go
repair.
there and maintain
If he
that.
tries to
That is
pull
my
that, it's gonna
understanding
pull
of what
a
I'm
new post up.
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
I actually think that's a really good point. And if we approve this only on the back row, then that would probably suit with that ordinance.
If that ordinance
Well,
is changed,
yeah.
it would.
You need a little bit of that one side because it's on the corner too.
Which, if I can get Schuber to just do what they're doing, like, that wasn't an issue, like, that, I was really coming here today planning for that to already be gone and just push for the back portion of it, you know, like I said, I'm not trying to come and just be the. I appreciate you bringing that point in, like, cause it is, I'm paying $7,000 for a fence.
Yeah.
I have no neighbors at all, there's not ground built on one side, there's no ground built on the back. That house next to me is not even sold yet, it's not in escrow. And I'm gonna get some of the extra, and I'm okay with that in some parts of it, like, that's just part of life. I do think going forward, just my opinion, it does not lead towards good neighboring, because really what you make somebody with the way things are, I'm not gonna do anything, I don't wanna split with you, because I'll make you build it, so I get the good side. I think that's a bad precedent to set, so far, everybody I've met. and
It's
heard-
not an argument we haven't heard many
Yeah,
times, trust
Yeah,
me.
so, yeah, but like I said, for me, it's more about, I wanna get this thing going, so. The variance, at least on the back part, we may be able to work on that one side, like, I don't know. It would be nice to be able to do, like, even if we could just get approved for like a panel of that to just be done the other way, like. I just really want my fence built, and I want my boys to be able to go play in the backyard, run the dog around, so. That matters to me.
Um,
So for orientation, I didn't mean to interrupt, Priya, but while you're gathering your thoughts, are you talking the east? I'm assuming that your east property line is what backs up to Roush Coleman?
Great question. I'm trying to use my brain. I was not.
Yeah, yes, your east property.
Yes,
Yes, your east property.
yes, thank you.
And then, so what is the corner in the north part
That
of
would be
your
like
property?
northeast, correct? Yeah.
So you're asking for
Running
that.
parallel from like 62 back there.
He's-
Talking about.
Are you the last lot
I'm the
before
last
phase
lot that's
two?
being built on phase.
So he's the last
phase
one before phase
So right
two
here.
starts, yes.
So they haven't broken ground on those, yet. They're still building down that street
Right.
first. So I don't know how long, they're going fast, so it won't
I
be
actually
too
had
long.
this conversation with Troy today, and he said they're gonna complete phase one before they start on.
Yeah, I figured, and they're getting close on phase one, to be honest, like they're halfway down that block, but. Like I said, if I've got to wait for them to get that stuff out, it's just kind of one of those things that I don't know how long.
Phase two actually has a bigger setback on the fronts than yours does, so.
I think there is a hardship here that's not financial.
I guess. I'm not a fence builder, nor plan to be, that's probably obvious, but, on the L shape, you would have to have that on both sides, right? I mean, if he's not able to build it on the back side, he can't build it on the turn side.
Yeah, for at least what,
Right, on that, with that, right, with or at least that first post.
Uh,
maybe just the areas that are straddled with the
Yeah, I
metal
think you
fence.
want to continue this, I mean.
that's what I'm saying, it looked weird
You
when
don't
that's
want
actually
half
gone.
the fence being one direction and half the other. You want to continue it, so if you're gonna give them a variance, I'd recommend.
So those two that join the corner.
This would be the north and the east.
As I printed these out, I was like, I should have drawn a map on the back of these. But then I was running out of time.
That's okay.
I was running out of time. I tried to come prepared, so,
Then you want to know what direction it was.
yeah. I tried to come prepared
I still wouldn't.
as much as I could, so.
So what is this gonna face and what is? Are
That-
these gonna
the
be
bottom
homes
left
on
picture-
both sides?
I will have homes on both sides, and eventually in the back, they're gonna
Yes,
build.
that's the separate subdivision,
Yes.
right?
And I don't know whether, I don't know if they're gonna build this one fence, or they'll do a wall, like, I don't know how it's built.
So you're not the okay, you are the last lot in this phase.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually.
Right, but that's what I'm at. So is this Schuber and this is
Roush Coleman.
Roush? So
I'm sandwiched between Schuber, Roush is behind. where
one
the
will
barbed
be
wire
responsible
fence
for
is.
taking this out and one, so like
That's
this
what I was
could
trying to figure out.
technically come out.
Schuber, technically, they would do, it was supposed to be done for a month ago,
Sure.
and it's not being done.
Yeah.
That's Schuber's property line is that, where the T is, the one going to that.
And they're gonna have to take it out when they build. the next
Eventually,
house.
yes, but when, I don't know.
Yeah.
And like I said, I've been I am in ministry, I'm a youth pastor, and I'm really nice, and I try to be really nice and loving, but I think I have a point with them sometimes.
You've lived there for 3 months?
No, like a month now,
Month, okay.
yeah. So, but I mean, that was the first thing we asked when we got a lot, like, what's up with that fence? Is that our property? Like, oh yeah, that's like right around your property line, so we're like, okay, like, they're leaving it just so it makes it maybe easy for sod or whatever it is. But our pin is actually inside of that, and so we're like, wait, that's not ours, and then they basically were like, well, we can't touch it. They said they would take it all out. They're like, well, that's actually on Roush's line, so we can't do that part, but we can do this part, and now it's like 3 weeks down the road.
Separate topic, but make sure they protect your property pin when they take it out, because I've seen them.
My property pin to Roush was ripped out, and they're like, well, you're gonna have to go pay a surveyor for it.
Yeah, it's expensive to
So,
replace.
yeah, crazy, but. I'm trying to see if I can, like, one more thing, just some of those questions on the lot. I've got somewhere in here, I've got like the site map for my house, the whole plot and everything, so you would be able to kind of see it. And then I don't know if it makes any difference, but I noticed on the agenda, it says like 762, Marcel, it's 761.
I looked at your application, but I might have made a typo.
It's okay, I might have made a typo, I mean, there's definitely that. I've done it before.
What did you say the address was?
761,
That's
so
what
here's.
you got it right, I got it wrong.
Okay, so if you like, just so like the question, so my house is here, that's the corner that the coast is on here.
Okay,
That is Coleman Land, this will be the next thing.
okay,
This house next to me is what's built, then that's phase one.
okay.
You guys clear on that one?
I was up there looking at it.
You guys clear on that, so that's that corner there, my house is here,
Mhm.
so that's the Roush, so that's the shoot, just make sure you guys know that, so. I just want to clarify.
Yeah, no, thank you, I appreciate that. Does anyone have any thoughts? Or comments?
I mean,
It really says it makes sense to me, but I also see that how many months down the road it will be where they're gonna start trying stuff out, like, have houses back there. We're gonna have the clean side facing one way and then his house is gonna be sort of like one stretch of.
but it'll be a backyard. So, I mean, I see his point. I mean, and I'd be the same way. If I'm paying the money, why do I want to give you,
Is that not the green space area though? It's the Rush Coleman area?
Back would be, but it would be a back.
The difference you're gonna see there as well is you're already gonna have a difference. I am building an 8-foot fix, most people aren't there, so you're already gonna have.
Oh, yeah, there's really
different
different
rooms.
rooms than that.
Yeah, and part of the reason we're doing that too is not like, we don't like people. I will love my neighbors, I promise. But I've got 2 young boys and a wife, and we weren't sure on the plans, and we knew there were gonna be some townhouses. We didn't know how high it was gonna be. We just privacy for my boys playing in the backyard, was a big deal, right? So. Assuming you guys can all relate to that, so.
I guess the question is, do we do it on that side in the back and require it to do it correctly on the right, or do we do all three sides?
It's only affecting two sides, right?
Yeah, so I'm fine with not having to do one for that, between the 2 houses, that's fine, the neighbor can get the nice side, like, I don't care. And the front parts of the gates, I'm completely fine building the front parts pretty, I want it to look good in the neighborhood, I care about it.
That's what I was gonna say, in your particular case, the only one that's gonna be seen from the street is from the street.
Yeah,
Because you're not on a corner lot, you're gonna have neighbors
Yeah.
on either side.
I mean, obviously, if you guys are like, hey, you can have a tree side, that'd be great, but if it's the difference in getting it done, like, I don't care about it. So, like I said, it's not about the aesthetics to me at this point, it's just about getting the fence built, to be honest. Aesthetics is a plus.
I guess I would move to allow variance on the north and east side.
Second,
have a motion to allow variance for
Reversing the fence or not.
the finished side of the
reversing,
fence to be on the inside, on the north and the east.
yeah. Mhm.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign.
We're gonna get you guys, thank you so much. Now, is there anything that we have to do on our part for that?
I assume you've already got a fence permit because he's started. Yep.
So we're good to build now?
You're good.
Awesome, thank you guys so much.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Motion to adjourn.
second. Were you asking for
I
one?
was asking for one.
Yeah.
Sounded like a statement.
Move to adjourn.
All right, have a motion, second to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.
Just.
Do it. That's what, Lynn's like, take me, like, where are you at? I gotta help.